Hello, everybody. This is Glenda and Buster with AKA GK Fralin of Friendly Community. And our friendly community welcomes you. And we always do. Yes, we do. And we always want you to come back and bring a friend. Yeah, please. I'm going to just tell you about my day, and then I just want to talk about some very special people.
So what about your day?
Well, my internet was down a lot of the day.
Not a good thing.
No, it got me exasperated, but it kept coming back. And I already had my vlog uploaded.
That's good. She gets so upset.
Well, I do get kind of bent out of shape. Anyway, so I got that done this morning, and then I just put a note on saying that sometimes I wasn't going to be there because the internet kept going down. Our weather is, I don't know, it's been sunny and then rainy a little bit and then sunny. So anyway, it's Nebraska, what could I say? But I'm not practically swimming like some down in Florida. Oh man, I watched one of the videos from Florida today and they just had rain just gushing off the side of their house. Oh, I feel sorry for you. And Glenda Wilson out in that humidity trying to do yard work. I hope you were careful. Yeah, that's it's amazing how fast kids learn. And just how each one of them has so much talent in different areas. And this is one thing that I just always have felt so strongly about. And I guess because of the kind of work that I did when I was working with special needs and developmental disabilities, but even just raising my own kids. And I don't know if one made me more aware of the other or what, but that and just my own experience as a child, I guess. Being in 6 kids and each having their own place and their own personality. Anyway, these are the women that I want to. I've talked about my son several times, and I feel like, I've given a pretty good description of him. But I have 2 daughters. And sometimes I realize that I get so caught up in what's going on with one child, and my kids know this, I do this, that I will get caught up in what's going on in the life with one child. And it isn't that I forget the others. I just don't tend to concentrate or talk about them as much. And as a lot of parents, it happens when they're having problems, or in this case, big celebrations and big things happening in their lives. Anyway, my oldest daughter is Angela, and that's Angela with her family. And she was a challenging child in some ways. They all have been. They all were. And one that she was my runner. Now, you would have thought that was Tony, but Tony just took off without saying. But Angie was a runner. She would get away from me and she'd just laugh and laugh and laugh and laugh. This was when she was about 2 or 3. She doesn't even remember it. But we lived in a little apartment. Well, it was actually a big apartment in an old house. And she would be right in front of me. I'd reach for my purse and bam, she was gone. Couldn't find her. Anyway, she would be gone in a flash. And I'd be going crazy looking for her, calling for her. I found out later, one of the neighbors behind, there was like a hedge of bushes. The little sneaker had been sneaking through there and playing on their swing set. The mother finally was out one day and she saw Angie there, heard me hollering, and thought, I'll bet that's her little girl. So we finally found out. Thank goodness she wasn't running in the street. That might not have been good. No, it wouldn't have been. Anyway, but she has grown into such a wonderful woman and super responsible. Now, I think I have shown you on the wall over here the picture with the rose that is actually a woman's hand with a vine running through it in the rosebud, and it's got this kind of haze or yellow glow around it. It's just gorgeous. I wanted to, when she first sketched that, and I think I've said this before, I was like, Angie, I want that. Anyway, a few years ago, by the way, they're both very hard-working women. And they take very good care of their children. A few years ago, when her son was, well, it's been more than a few, because he graduated last year, but he had a gift that he'd gotten. And they were putting those still are, those hard zip ties on, and you just could not get them loose. I guess they couldn't find a pair of scissors. It was over at, somebody else's house. And so she borrowed a penknife, pocket knife. And she was cutting away from herself, and it came back and got her eye. And for a long time, she had a lot of trouble. I mean, they did surgery on the eye, and they replaced the lens, and they stitched. But as far as, it's still got a scar there. And there's still a problem with the distance she can see with that eye and things getting fuzzy. She's better off reading if she closes that eye. I thought that had cleared up more, but I guess not. Anyway, I was so afraid she would not get back into her art, and it was so important to her. In fact, she'd gotten into photography as well, had a picture of her son that she'd taken sitting on a tractor tire, a big old tractor tire, on the tractor, sitting on the wheel. And he was holding the dandelion and blowing the fluff off, and it was just caught midair, blowing that fluff. She's just got an eye. I mean, a knack for catching that stuff. And she got a red ribbon on it at the fair. First time she'd ever entered anything. But anyway, after the accident, I was just so afraid she would never try again, because she wasn't able to for a long time. She couldn't drive for a long time, because what happens then is that causes you lose depth perception. Let's see, how long is my time going here? Oh, there. Ooh, gotta hurry up. Anyway, she was missing a lot of her depth perception. And she really didn't fuss as much as I would have. I would have just been fit to be tied because of my life being interrupted. She handled it with grace, and she was frustrated. Of course, she's human, but she had a child to take care of, and so she took the time it needed for her to heal as best she could. And she wasn't able to go back to the job that she had at that time until a later time. She was able to go back to working there. Then they had a little girl. Well, finally, I don't know, between me and maybe some others, we talked her into doing some kind of design, because she always liked doing some abstract but realistic, like the rose thing. And I'm not one for tattoos, really not. But I couldn't fault her for these because she designed them so beautifully. And they were it was, their family is so important. I mean, her and her husband and those two kids, they're the glue, I think, that holds a lot together. And so it was their children's names, and I can't even describe the design. I haven't actually seen it for a while because it's on her ankle, but for someone to go through something that severe and to be as gracious as she is still, oh, she has her tempers, but let's just say Angie isn't the kind that you want to cross her children, or you might just be in big trouble. She is that tigress. And Nina, I'm running out of time. I may have to talk about her another day. So anyway, it was time that I tell you about my wonderful daughter, Angela. And I also will talk to you about Nina and the wonderful person that she is. All of my kids have wonderful ways about them. Even when they have problems, they have a way of getting past it somehow.
I admire that a lot. Some people don't.
Some people don't. Anyway, so that's the thing for today. I just wanted to brag on my kids. And I could say a whole lot more, but I only have so much time, so. This is for my Angie, my firstborn, beautiful daughter. And with her not beautiful, handsome and wonderful husband and two great kids. I love my grandkids, and they are very deserving of it. They are just, well, when you got good parents, I guess you grow up pretty good. So anyway, I guess it's time to say good night. Please do subscribe.
Yeah, please. We like people. We like up thumbs.
Okay. Up thumbs as opposed to down thumbs?
Yep.
You're a happy camper today.
Yes, I am. I even didn't interrupt.
Up.
I didn't even interrupt.
Oh, that's true, you didn't. You just listened so well. Good night, everybody. We love you, and I'll probably have to, well, I know I'll have to trim out parts, but there were bloopers. See you tomorrow. Kindness, hugs, and remember to live the best you can for today, for the moment.
Yup. Bye-bye. Love you.
You gave them kisses. Oh, by the way, Buster, why did the turtle cross the road?
Because he'd been left high and dry.
Oh, that's a good one.